Test, Test, Test. Julian, ich habe gerade
and Austrian national championships not in Austria, it's in Stuttgart 2015. We're here on Sunday, it's day 2, and this is exactly where the best players are qualified to go head-to-head in the top 16 for the VGC Masters.
Very warm welcome from my side as well. We are very happy to show you some great matches today. We got one trick for you, because every one of us got some friends out there. For the VGC matches, I'm going to have some cool co-moderators. We are going to see Arash Amadi right on the screen here. We are going to see Marcus Stada, named Yoshi in the internet, commentating alongside me. Julia, which players do you got for your TCG matches?
Well, I'm not so sure if they're as cool as you are, but we will have David Hohmann here sitting side by side with me just to commentate on the action for the trading card game, just to make sure that we have top-notch players here commentating on the action, and they will certainly understand what their colleagues are doing, so you guys can learn from them.
For the beginning, we are going to start with the top 16 match in VGC. We are going to see, here we got the bracket, as you can see. The bracket comes down to Nemanja versus Adrian, Paco Nakis, Johan versus Marcus, Barish versus Christopher, Armin versus Matteicini, Luca versus Tirso, Sergi Luna versus Alex, Tobias Koshitsky versus Daniel, and David Sperati versus Jamie Miller. And that's exactly the match we are going to see live on the stream. Jamie Miller versus Davide Sperati. We got a lot of great matchups here. We have seen some really good players already on the stream, and we are going to see a match in each round live on the screen with you guys. We are giving our best to commentate at a good level. Please give us feedback. Talk with us via Twitter and Twitch. We are really happy to see your comments on the matches.
And for you guys to see what you missed Saturday, here's a little video summarizing the action from yesterday's day.
kann es noch nicht richtig realisieren, ich bin todmüde, aber morgen raff ich das dann und dann bin ich morgen der glücklichste Boy.
Now it's not long before we jump into the action. It's the VGC's top 16 cut. And for our featured match, both players are just getting ready and they are opening up their Nintendo 3DS and connecting with each other so that we can hop right into the action. Before we do that, here is our little reminder for you guys to communicate with us. We see that a lot of international people are already chatting with us on Twitch. Feel free to do so. If you want us to react on it, I'm sorry, I'm not knowledgeable in Spanish, nor in Italian, nor in Portuguese. I'm not sure what kind of languages I'm seeing there, but German and English is fine with me. If you would like to use Twitter, just use our hashtag. You can see in the upper left corner, that's PKM 2015 Germany. We will make sure to show these Twitter feeds on the screen as we hop right into the action with the team preview.
Here we go. We see the team of Davide, featuring a Thunderous, a Kangaskhan, a Togekiss, a Heatran, a Landorus Therian, and a Amoonguss. On Jamie Miller's side, we are going to see a Milotic, a Mamoswine, a Thunderous, a Staraptor, a Blaziken, and a Ferrothorn. We have seen a Staraptor yesterday. I guess Jamie's team is pretty cool. If it got the same move called Final Gambit, it's pretty cool to take out the counter for Ferrothorn and just stand there. There is probably not more than much counter to a Ferrothorn on one team. So if Staraptor is able to take that one out, Ferrothorn is going to have a really huge matchup. And this matchup, he only has to take out Heatran and possibly Kangaskhan, depends on the move Kangaskhan packs, and Landorus Therian. Maybe it packs a Superpower or Strong Earthquakes. For the lead matchup, I guess Davide is pretty eager to lead with the Kangaskhan.
I just love that screen name, Rattata 2.0. That's amazing. I love Rattatas.
I catch them all the time.
Here we go. It's Kangaskhan and Amoonguss for that Rattata. Davide and Jamie is leading off with that Blaziken. And what's it called in English? Mamoswine. Exactly.
Mamoswine. Here we go. Mamoswine can pull off really strong Earthquakes, but not next to the Blaziken. So maybe Blaziken is really urged either to switch out or to protect to gain the speed boost. That's pretty predictable on Davide's side, so he can maybe just focus on the Mamoswine slot, going for a Fake Out or straight going to fire off a strong attack, possibly breaking the Focus Sash a lot of Mamoswines are wearing, and redirect the attacks aiming at Kangaskhan with that Rage Powder from Amoonguss. I don't think we are going to see a switch on Davide's side. Maybe, yeah, here we go on Jamie's side.
So Jamie is taking out that Mamoswine, replacing it with Ferrothorn, maybe anticipating an attack here. Kangaskhan doing what it does best, Mega evolving into that Mega Kangaskhan, putting some pressure on Jamie's team. And also Blaziken evolving
Mega Blaziken
into Mega Blaziken. But first of all, it's going to use that Protect, while Amoonguss is using Rage Powder. And the Power-Up Punch coming from Kangaskhan onto that Ferrothorn. It's going to be super effective. But Kangaskhan is going to take some damage from these Iron Barbs.
No Rocky Helmet though. This would have been a really good read if he got that Rocky Helmet on the Ferrothorn, chipping off a lot of health from Kangaskhan. But the Power-Up Punch hurt it already. And now Jamie is in a pretty good position. Amoonguss can't redirect attacks from Ferrothorn because they are the same type, so Ferrothorn is able to aim its attacks at Kangaskhan. Blaziken is pretty able to one-shot both Pokemon, depends on if Amoonguss is going to Rage Powder the incoming fighting type attack, or if the Blaziken is just going to fire off a strong fire attack right into the position of that Amoonguss slot. I don't think that Blaziken is going to fire off attack. I guess. Yeah,
Blaziken coming back, not willing to attack this turn. Instead, Staraptor intimidating that Amoonguss and also Kangaskhan, bringing that attack down just a little bit after these power-up punches. And also Amoonguss has seen enough for now. And another Heatran. We've seen a lot of Heatrans today.
Yeah. Heatran is really
Kangaskhan is willing to attack though, and it's going to attack the Staraptor slot, and it's going to be a critical hit, taking down that Staraptor. Not sure if it really mattered though. And a Gyro Ball coming from that Ferrothorn, hitting that Kangaskhan. Is it going to be enough? No, Kangaskhan hanging on.
Well, the Ferrothorn looks really trained into attack because the Gyro Ball was really hitting hard, and now it's a good position for Jamie. He being able, if he outspeeds that Kangaskhan, to one-shot Heatran and Kangaskhan if Heatran is also slower than Mamoswine. Let's have a look what the plays are going to be. I can tell you that Mamoswine got a cool nature to maybe be faster than the Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan on the other side is got an Italian nature, I don't know.
Italian nature, so that means
Italian.
liking food and
Pizza.
like to discuss it. No, that's Kangaskhan using Protect, not willing to, maybe fearing a priority attack from that Mamoswine.
Oh, and here we go.
Ferrothorn also protecting, so let's see. No, Mamoswine is going to use that Earthquake. It's going to connect with that Heatran. It's lowering the effectiveness of that attack with its Berry. And it's not going to be enough to take it out, hence the Shuka Berry.
The Heatran is really
Oh,
bulky.
Heat Wave shooting back another super effective move at that Mamoswine, but it's also quite well withstanding this attack.
Now David is in a pretty good spot. He can just go for the Sucker Punch right into the Mamoswine slot if Kangaskhan is faster, if the Mamoswine decides to Ice Shot, but that wouldn't really be a really good play because Heatran is just going to use Heat Wave again, and the Kangaskhan slot is going to Sucker Punch right into that Mamoswine slot. This would be, oh no, maybe don't even
Kangaskhan
have that Sucker Punch.
It's coming back for Amoonguss now. Also, Ferrothorn is being switched out. A lot of switching going on. Blaziken making a second appearance. And here's that Ice Shard going to that Amoonguss. It's still super effective, but that way Kangaskhan was able to survive. And another Heat Wave will be enough to take out the Mamoswine. Also Blaziken taking approximately 1/4 of damage to its health. And Mamoswine goes down.
I don't get that turn, to be honest. If you're going to Ice Shot into the Kangaskhan slot to avoid the Sucker Punch, you're still open for the Heatran to fire off a free Heat Wave into the Ferrothorn slot and probably to KO the Mamoswine, as you have seen. Now David is in a really good position, firing off those Heat Waves with Heatran. He wants to redirect the attacks from Mega Blaziken aimed at Heatran right onto that Amoonguss. Let's have a look how Mega Blaziken can make a comeback. It's pretty hard to say. He's going to one-shot the Amoonguss probably, but
greetings to Perotinos. By the way, Italy is all about Catenaccio. Of course, you're right. Thanks for your comment.
I think that Heatran is going to Earth Power the Blaziken slot, and Amoonguss is going to Rage Powder.
So a Protect from Ferrothorn. The Flare Blitz on Amoonguss is going to be enough. Blaziken is going to take a lot of recall damage. Amoonguss is going down. And Blaziken health goes down as well. The Heat Wave, Ferrothorn is protected obviously, but Heatran is not going to do enough damage with the Heat Wave. Oh, it actually is! Because of the critical hit just in time. What a perfect time for that critical hit. Taking out the Blaziken. Wow.
And now we see Davide winning the first match, only the Pharathon left, which will get KO'd by the Heatwave from Heatran, and Togekiss just showing up that's over there as well, and the match was forfeited. This is a pretty cool tactic to not show any moves left. You don't want to show your opponent in a best of 3 where you play 3 matches. If you already know you lost the match, you just forfeit to not show your opponent what you got left, and every information is really worth a lot, so you don't want to give your opponent the head.
On the other side, if he would have continued, he would maybe be able to see what kind of attacks that Togekiss was carrying.
I don't think that Davide would have shown it. I guess maybe it would have protected, but we would have seen the Heatwave come in, and it was one turn left. So David is ahead, 1-0 versus Jamie Miller. We are going to see a really nice match now. I think they're starting very soon. Probably they shake hands. I think the Mamoswine got a really cool matchup because it got Ice Attacks versus the Thunderous, Togekiss, Landorus, Amoonguss, and it can fire off really strong Earthquakes versus the Heatran and Kangaskhan. He didn't use it to his favor though. Maybe he's working out how to use that Mamoswine in match 2, and here we go, the second team preview. We already know the 6 battling Pokemon. What are you guys writing us on Twitch?
Well, if you're able to read this and you're multi-language.
Yeah, I see a lot of Spanish and Italian commentators.
Good to see that you guys are cheering on your Italian colleagues here with the Davide going on. We have a lot of international players here, also in the trading card game. So stay tuned and also watch the whole thing, how it unfolds until the end. Approximately 6 p.m. we will be continuing to broadcast. Also, just a little reminder for you, the top 8 cut for the trading card game will follow right after this VGC. So for all you guys waiting for the TCG, just stay tuned for a couple of minutes.
To commentate on Yellow Gold on our Twitch, no, we are not able to show a second battle right after because we do not have 2 capture units, and those 2 players are playing on the capture unit right now. That's why we can only show 1 battle each round.
And also, hi Melcorp, thanks for saying hello. It is Amoonguss and Kangaskhan on Davide's side against the Blaziken and the Pharathon for Jamie. So let's see how both players have adjusted their strategy for the second match.
I guess Jamie's trying to put their Pharathon in a really good position. Pharathon only fears that Heatran and he has to take it out. Maybe Thunderous is able to taunt it, but that's also a bit risky because Thunderous is going to take some attack by the partner.
Just another comment on the chat. We will show TCG, but you won't miss any game for the VGC. So don't worry, we have scheduled everything accordingly, so you're not missing out on any game. We will show you the agenda just in a minute. While Jamie is now, what is more important right now, switching out the Pharathon, and Staraptor is coming in. It had a very only short appearance last time when it was knocked out by Kangaskhan's return. Kangaskhan obviously taking its time here to Mega Evolve. I'm expecting the same thing from Blaziken in a minute. And here we go. Again, all that attention now on that Amoonguss with its Rage Powder. And another return from the Kangaskhan hitting that Blaziken. Is it going to be enough? No, Blaziken is going to withstand that 2-hit attack. The superpower now not able to hit that Kangaskhan because of the Rage Powder.
Jamie didn't expect that Amoonguss to Rage Powder. Now it's a really good spot for Jamie. Jamie is able to Brave Bird the Amoonguss with the Staraptor and aim an attack at Kangaskhan, but with being Blaziken at -1, if the Kangaskhan got a Sucker Punch, it may aim it at the Blaziken, but I guess Blaziken is probably going to switch out this time. Staraptor is trying to take out and is probably going to take out one of the Pokemon Davide is carrying.
Another Rage Powder that Amoonguss likes being attacked, I guess. Staraptor using a U-turn, getting right out of here, and let's see if Blaziken decides to use a fire attack, or if it even gets to attack. Ferrothorn coming back in. Oh, it's another superpower. That won't do. Amungus just eating that attack up.
Jamie, I guess, didn't expect another Rage Powder as well, because he may have thought that.
And again, Ferrothorn taking 2 power-up punches just like it did last game.
He may thought that he's going just to eat a Flare Blitz with that Amungus taking it out, and therefore he's not going to Rage Powder. But of course, that Amungus is right there to support the Kangaskhan, to eat up the attacks, aim the Kangaskhan. Ferrothorn got a really good matchup. The power-up punch did almost nothing. If Jamie's going to see the Kangaskhan on Davidy's side, and maybe he's going to finally Flare Blitz that Amungus to a KO, he should take care of the Kangaskhan, maybe with a Intimidate switch from Staraptor, but let's see what is going. Oh, Thunderous got a really good matchup here.
So Thunderous going in, Blaziken using that Protect, not taking any chances here. Kangaskhan also protecting, so it's up for Ferrothorn to make its move, which is putting up the Leech Seed, but Kangaskhan protected. Well done by Davide.
Here we go. The Thunderous may taunt into that Ferrothorn slot. Kangaskhan is probably going to attack the Blaziken slot with a Sucker Punch if it really got it. I guess it's enough, as we have seen 2 superpowers dropping the defense and attack stat from that Blaziken. I don't think Blaziken is still able to one-shot that Kangaskhan with the superpower, though it is a really strong attack. Thunderous is just probably going to taunt into that Ferrothorn slot for not making it able to stay longer on the field thanks to Leech Seed.
Ferrothorn protecting, maybe anticipating that taunt coming from Davide. A Sucker Punch onto that Blaziken. This should be enough to take it out after these 2 power-up punches, so Blaziken goes down. Another great read by Davide. And now that Thunder is obviously using that taunt, but Ferrothorn protected itself.
So Davide is again in a really good spot, having the Kangaskhan at +1. Now it gets intimidated by the Staraptor, which got it tricks. We have seen a Final Gambit Staraptor on the screen yesterday, which is a really cool move and a really cool choice to take out one Pokemon, just to change the matchup and to change the outcome of the game. If you're relying on that Ferrothorn, you just take out the counter of the Ferrothorn and make a day. But the table is pretty threatening for Jamie, because that Kangaskhan is at +1. Thunderous is able to taunt that Ferrothorn. Pretty hard to say Ferrothorn is not able to protect anymore as it protected last round, so maybe Jamie is just going to taunt it again and attack the Staraptor slot with Kangaskhan, which... Oh, just...
Another switch out, Mammothwine coming back.
So
Kangaskhan fearing another attack here, protecting. Maybe Jamie was expecting exactly that. Thunderous now on the Thunder Wave. Mammothwine is obviously not taking any of this, and Ferrothorn can't touch that Kangaskhan. So Jamie got in that Mammothwine for free here.
Jamie is trying to shuffle those Intimidates onto that Kangaskhan to make it that Ferrothorn is able to wall it again and just to inflict some Iron Barbs damage onto it while getting attacked. Thunderous is still trying to taunt it. Mammothwine may try to attack that Thunderous, but we see a Protect here, so it's no choice scarf.
Now the Thunder Wave is connecting with that Ferrothorn,
which is already pretty slow.
And it's healing itself right away with the Lumberry. Kangaskhan's return on the Mammothwine, but is protected. Now here comes the Gyro Ball, which would have been stronger if it was still paralyzed, but it's still going to do enough because of that critical hit. Kangaskhan goes down. Wow.
And now it's going to be a really good matchup for Jamie if there is no Fire type on David's side. Let's see if he packed that Heatran. But there's the Amungus. I don't think.
Is Amungus going to be the center of attention once again?
Yeah, Julian, I think so. I think so. Rage Powder is kind of useless versus the Ferrothorn, but it's going to get taunted and paralyzed. So Mammothwine is maybe just firing off strong ice attacks. I don't know if he packs another attack despite Ice Shard. Some Mamoswines don't even do. They carry Earthquake, Rock Slide, Ice Shard, Protect, for example, or a superpower to surprise some Kangaskhan's, or some Heatrans carrying that maybe Chopple Berry, maybe Air Balloon. But let's have a look. If David is having a strong ice attack, if Jamie is having a strong ice attack.
Another protect, many protects going on in this one game. Jamie trying to fight his way back. It's avoiding the paralysis from that Thunderous, while here's the Earthquake from Mamoswine onto that Amoonguss, which is countering with a Giga Drain, a super effective move, taking back all the health it just lost through that Earthquake.
So it's getting tougher and tougher for Jamie, though he got that Ferrothorn in a really good position. Not being able to get touched by Thunderous and Amoonguss, and that Mamoswine is threatening for both of David's Pokemon.
Now Thunderous is only using Thunder Wave. It only has that one goal, paralyzing that Ferrothorn, and now it finally succeeded. There's an Icicle Crash. Amoonguss, however, protected itself.
So Jamie probably predicted some switching on that Amoonguss slot, otherwise he would have Icicle crashed the turn before. I don't know what he expected. Maybe a Heatran switch in. That would have been really, really cool if he got this on the switch and KO'd it, and so the pressure on Ferrothorn would have been gone. Oh, and the Amoonguss.
Oh dear. Thunderbolt now on that Ferrothorn. Not very effective though. And a Spore for Amoonguss now putting that Mamoswine to sleep.
Probably they expected a switch on that Mamoswine
Oh,
slot.
Gyro Ball powered up by that paralysis on that Thunderous, but still only doing 1/3 approximately.
David is trying to paralyze it, and maybe later on even going to Swagger it to just don't make it move anymore. Amoonguss could have taken out that Mamoswine instead of taking it to sleep, but now he gets one free turn because of the guaranteed sleep turn 1. Mamoswine is looking really tired, and Thunderous is now able to fire off a second attack and slowly whistle down the Ferrothorn with its not very effective Thunderbolt, and Amoonguss is probably just going to Giga Drain into that Mamoswine slot.
Mamoswine taking its time here to wake up. Who could blame him? And another Giga Drain now on to that Mamoswine. It goes down to that attack. Now Jamie's team is crippled with a paralyzed Ferrothorn and only one Pokemon in the back. Leech Seed though from that Ferrothorn now onto the Thunderous, getting a little bit of its health back.
I don't know how much David have played tournaments yet, but if Jamie's down to that one Ferrothorn and we only got 4 minutes left, that's about 5 or 6 turns. Maybe David is going to time stall that Ferrothorn later on. If it's only standing there, let's see how that Staraptor works out.
Intimidate on both Amoonguss and Thunderous, not really caring about that as they are special attackers.
Here we go. David is probably going to Thunder Wave that Staraptor and Protect with that Amoonguss just to make it slower. Or he's going to Rage Powder with Amoonguss and Thunderbolt this slot to take out the Staraptor, maybe following the Amoonguss, which is pretty unusable versus Ferrothorn. Amoonguss can't touch Ferrothorn at all, and then David works with his last remaining Pokemon versus the Ferrothorn. Here we go, yeah.
Rage Powder from Amoonguss. Now all attacks will be directed into that Amoonguss spot. Oh, the final Gambit from the Staraptor. Amoonguss hangs on while Staraptor goes down.
Amoonguss just had enough health left to leave that, and the Thunderous is just going to Thunderbolt.
Can Ferrothorn place an attack? Yes, the Gyro Ball will connect with that Amoonguss, so it's taken out, and the Leech Seed will give that Ferrothorn a little bit of its health back.
So I think we are going to see very long turns right now, if there is no Heatran in the back of Davide.
Here's the Togekiss.
If the Togekiss packs that feared move Air Slash, which is really good for causing flinches because of the ability which doubles up the side effects of attacks, and Air Slash got a 30% chance of flinching. Then the Togekiss is probably going to flinch that Ferrothorn. Thunderous just staying there, and we are going to see long turns, waiting for the timer, and Jamie is hoping that his Ferrothorn is able to take out one more Pokemon and coming back to health.
Here's the taunt onto that Ferrothorn now. And Togekiss using Air Slash. Maybe Thunderous doesn't want that Ferrothorn to use Leech Seed on that Togekiss as well, while the Hex is real again. Here we go with that flinch, but obviously that's what Togekiss does.
Yeah. And I guess we're just seeing a turn like this, trying to flinch the Ferrothorn, which is probably going to go for an attack aimed at Thunderous. I don't know if Thunderous is even carrying Protect. I don't think so, as we have seen Thunderbolt, Swagger, and Thunderwave. Maybe there is
There was a question in the chat from Redo. Which round is this? We are looking at the top 16 cut of the VGC Masters right here, and the commentators are alongside me, Sebastian Ernst, and I'm Julian Scharf. But in the next round for the VGCs, you will have another pro player here instead of me.
Well, we try to see players here on screen. I asked Arash Ahmadi if he wants to commentate alongside me. I asked Marcus Stutter, also known as Yoshi, to commentate. I bet their commentary is maybe a bit more...
Another flinch, and that pretty much seals the deal for Davide. Thunderous attacking with a Thunderbolt, and now Ferrothorn is only getting a little bit of its health back, so if both attacks from Thunderous and Togekiss are connecting, there's nothing Ferrothorn can do here to bring back this game for Jamie.
I think we're just going to see a timer win. If I looked correctly, I didn't see it. I think the battle time is less than the turn time, and we're just going to see a timer win. This time from Davide. So Davide is ahead 2-1 versus Jamie Miller, and is... Oh, not even a timer. The timer
Thunderbolt. So Davide has trust in his Pokemon. Here's another Air Slash. It is connecting, so good job, Davide, winning over Jamie 2-0, advancing to the top 8 for the VGC Masters. Well played, Jamie, as well.
Well, that was a cool match. That was a really cool match. My favorite would have been Jamie Miller. I would have thought Jamie is going to take that, but he lost 2 matches, thought really good games from both players, and we are going to see... What are we going to see next, Julian?
Now, before we move on to the trading card game, I see the players are ready, if I see correctly. They're not ready yet, but what we will do is we have a very short break, and then the agenda is as follows. So from 10:30 until 11:45 approximately, we will have the trading card game top 8. The players are getting ready here. From 11:45 to 12:30, it's going to be the VGC top 8, so you're not missing out on any of the action. And we will have another commentator alongside Sebastian Ernst here sitting with me. For the trading card game, we are most likely having another pro player as well. Then from 1 p.m., so there's a short break, we will have the TCG Austrian finals. And from just after 2 o'clock until 3, we will have the VGC top 4, followed by 3:30, the TCG final, and then just before 5 o'clock, the VGC finalists will be battling it out for the title of the German and Austrian national champion.
You can see the timesheet also online. Just look up our homepage. You're gonna find the timesheet. I'll probably bet some guys on Twitch.
Just scroll down a little bit. If you don't want to see our faces anymore, that's a very legit option to have. Just scroll down just a tiny bit. Underneath that video, we'll have the whole agenda. We will be updating it just in case we're a little bit delayed, or we will notify you here on the stream. And now for us, that's all we have for the VGC Top 16. We will have a short break and be right back with the TCG Top 8. See you soon. Check, bei mir geht's und jetzt muss Welcome back, everybody. We are almost ready to start the TCG Top 8 cut. And together with me, we have a very famous German player. It's David Hochmann. My name is Julian Schaff. Maybe, David, you don't need an introduction, but can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing in the trading card game community?
Well, I am an author for the 60 Cards blog, and I've played a lot of huge tournaments. I was second at the European Challenge Cup in Masters, and I was top 4 2 times. And I make the Worlds invite pretty much every year, so a lot of people know me for that.
Have you tried to make the top 8 yesterday as well, I have to ask you?
Yeah, I did, but I bubbled with a 5-2 standing, and my tiebreaker was not good enough for making the cut, but I got some CP.
And you have a couple of friends making the top 8. As we know, we'll be featuring the match between Robin Schulz and Niklas Lennart Rappe right now in the featured match area. Tell us a little bit about these two players.
Well, on the one hand, you have Niklas Lennart Rappe. He was a European champion this year, and he has like 900 CP, so he is in the top 22 spots, of course. And Robin Schulz is someone who's living near my home, and well, he's a very decent player. He doesn't play a lot of tournaments, but everyone knows that he is a good player.
As you can see, we're working very professionally here, with guys walking in and out and making some noise. But we will overcome these issues as we will now watch the two players getting ready and shuffling up their decks. You will see Niklas on the left-hand side and Robin on the right side. We saw Robin earlier yesterday in one of our featured matches. Now, looking at the two different decks, what do you expect from this matchup?
Well, it's very interesting because Niklas is playing Aegislash, and Aegislash's ability says it doesn't get any damage from Pokémon with a special energy card. But the thing is, Robin Schulz is only playing special energy cards, so none of his Pokémon will deal any damage against Aegislash. But Niklas is playing Super Scoop Up and Hypnotoxic Laser. So with Super Scoop Up, he can heal the damage Niklas is dealing, and with Hypnotoxic Laser, he can poison Niklas Aegislash, so it will get some damage. And because of Seismitoad's attack, Niklas can't play any item cards, so this can be a huge problem.
It might really come down to who is able to have his stadium card remain on the field, as Niklas is probably going for that stadium card that is healing the special conditions from metal Pokemon.
Yeah, Steel Shelter says that any metal Pokemon cannot be affected by any special condition, and if your Pokemon are already affected by a special condition, he can kick the Verbank and he isn't poisoned anymore. Plus, Niklas is playing Keldeo EX with Rush In. He can get rid of the poison and then retreat, and because of the metal Bronze Songs, he can attach the energy cards again to retreat.
Now, if I'm Niklas and I know that, as the two players are deciding on who is going to start first, I think a match plan could be get out that Keldeo right away to avoid having the poison and, of course, the sleep going on, and try to power up my Aegislash ASAP.
Yes, but the risk is, if Robin is able to Lysander the Keldeo and poison sleep it, Niklas is not able to get rid of it, so these are 2 prize cards Robin can take, and Robin can easily knock out some Bronze Songs or Bronzors. The basic Pokemon from Bronze Song only has 50 HP, so a Muscle Band Seismitoad will knock it out with 1 hit.
It might really come down to if those players are able to have their stadium card remain on the field. And if we look at the deck list, Robin is playing 2 of the Verbank City Gyms, while Niklas is investing into 3 Steel Shelters.
Yes, so he, of course, if Niklas kicks every Verbank, Robin will run out of Verbank City Gyms. But with the ability of Slurpuff, allowing him to draw a card, and Lysander's trump card, he can shuffle his Verbank City Gyms back in his deck and play it again.
It sounds like a very interesting matchup. Who do you like? Who is the favorite on advancing to the top 4?
Well, the thing is, Niklas Well, Niklas doesn't get damage from attacks. He has a stadium card that prevents damage from poison. And he is running Jesus.
Here's a little information for our technical stuff. The two names are confused. On the right-hand side, we have Niklas, and on the left side, Robin with his Seismitoad deck. We will change the names accordingly.
Yes, so Niklas is also running Jesus, which allows him to look at the hand of Robin, and every item card gets shuffled back in Robin's deck.
Interesting.
And for each card he shuffled back, Niklas can draw one card. But the thing is, Robin plays 13 Pokémon, 4 energy cards, and only about, how many supporter cards are there? Not more than 10, so he has like about 50% of his deck are item cards.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these cards get shuffled back, so he can't use them.
As we see Niklas using that Ultra Ball to get Jirachi, that's a very common first move. If you can't get any draw engine going in your first 7 or 8 cards in hand, Jirachi is always a chance to get that Professor Juniper and draw 7 more cards.
Yeah, so now he attached a double colorless energy card to his Edgy Slash. The problem is that his special energy cards can get discarded by Enhanced Hammer. But I'm not sure, is Robin playing Enhanced Hammer or only Crushing Hammers?
I only see Crushing Hammer, and we had a nice take on this from Karl Peters yesterday when he was featured in a deck review, and he was mentioning that the Enhanced Hammer doesn't have too many targets in the current meta game. He was only afraid of double colorless attached to Seismitoad, and he wouldn't be able to use those Enhanced Hammers anyway. Now we see that AMIGO Slash, that actually is a threat and would be a fair target for an Enhanced Hammer, wouldn't it?
Yes, you can. Well, the target you will discard the most are double colors energy cards, most likely attached to Pokemon like Flareon, but Flareon is a one-hit knockout anyways. And you have the strong energy card, but decks with strong energy cards aren't that popular, so the most player cutted all their Enhanced Hammer. But sometimes it works because your opponent just thinks that you play Enhanced Hammer, and they're afraid of attaching special energy cards. But maybe Niklas knows Robin's list as well.
They're wondering what kind of sign that is on that dice. It looks like it was a head, so the Crushing Hammer is getting rid of the double colors attached to that AMIGO Slash, and also the sleep working for Robin. So 2 heads in a row for him now, and a Swirlix onto that bench.
Yeah, the dice is from the European Challenge Cup, and they change the symbol. Sometimes it's a 6 and sometimes it's a 1. So people always get confused by that.
It looks like he's... Oh, he doesn't have any draw engine.
Yeah.
But he gets the AMIGO Slash to continue sleeping, which is not too important because he can't attack anyway. Only if he manages to somehow get Keldeo and a couple of Metal Energy into his discard pile. But he's using N, and I think Robin is very content with that.
Yes, very good. He didn't play any supporter card, which doesn't make sense because there is nothing you just don't want to discard, so you just play a supporter card every turn, and when your opponent is playing Seismitoad and doesn't play any supporter card, he doesn't have one in his hand.
So it looks like Niklas' hand was equally bad, so he decided to take the risk and play that N, which is always a double-sided edge. And I saw a Bronzong on his hand, I think. Another AMIGO Slash coming out. Yeah, there's the Bronzong with the nice Phantom Forces release sign on it.
Yeah, the cool thing about Bronzong is that you can attach your Metal Energy cards from your discard pile. So when Robin hits a lot of Crushing Hammer heads, he can just attach it to one of his bench Pokemon. So Robin plays another Ultra Ball. He got a Slowpuff.
Number 1 of many to come, I guess. I noticed that Niklas is not playing any max potions, which are fairly common from what I saw in metal decks, just because of that ability from Bronzong to bring back that metal energy while Keldeo is going to the active spot. What do you think about max potion in metal decks?
Well, max potion is not a bad card, but the thing is, there are a lot of people playing Seismitoad, so you can't use your max potions. Then there are decks like Flareon, which knock out every of your Pokemon with one hit anyway. But Niklas is playing one AZ, which says you can put one of your Pokemon in play onto your hand and have to discard every energy card. So basically it's like a Max Potion, but it's a supporter, so you can use it against Seismitoad. And your energy cards get discarded, but yeah, like you already said, you can just attach them with Bronzer.
Now, Robin would have loved to see that Burbank City gym hit the field as soon as possible, but we couldn't get it last turn, so that Aegi Slash is poisoned, but it's only taking 10 damage in between turns. Using that tasting ability, Robin's hand grows up to a deck size already. And we see a lot of that super scoop ups in his hand. He used them quite often when we saw him in the last featured match yesterday.
Yeah, I guess he will just wait until Niklas is able to attack and then heal all the damage just with putting the Seismitoad back to his hand. But, well, I don't think Niklas has any supporter cards and he doesn't have Steel Shelter as well, so the Aegislash might get knocked out.
Robin is getting his army of Slurpuffs to work here, using that Ultra Ball to get another Swirlix. Both players made use of their Jirachi already, pointing to the fact that they weren't too lucky drawing additional supporters yet. Yeah,
benching your Jirachi is a huge risk for Niklas, because that's another easy prize card Robin can just take with his Lysander. But for Robin it's not too bad, because when he has too many Super Scoop Ups, or it's really important, he can just play Super Scoop Up and put the Jirachi back to his hand and maybe shuffle it back to his deck to use it again.
Looks like Robin doesn't have a Lysander to avoid Niklas from bringing out that second Bronzong. He could use a Super Scoop Up on that Jirachi and look for that Lysander in his deck. Is it worth it?
Well, I think he will just try to get the prize on the Aegislash, which is already active. And since Niklas doesn't have a supporter card anyways, he will just wait. And the Aegislash on the bench isn't that threatening, because it only has one energy card attached to it.
Tough to discard metal energy if you're not allowed to use your Ultra Balls or Computer Search for that. So there's 7 damage counters on Aegislash already. And still no Burbank City Gym. Second Bronzong as expected, and finally manages to find that Juniper. Discarding a Seismitoad, I think, and a Lysander in the process.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, maybe he could have played the Lysander just for Jirachi to stall the turn, and maybe he's allowed to play trainer cards the turn when Robin, well, isn't able to attack with Quaking Punch again. But, well, we don't know what he's thinking. Yeah, so Niklas was able to get another Metal Energy card, and Robin is using a lot of tasting.
Now, 3 Slurpuffs, there is a Crushing Hammer. I think it was Tails, yes.
Yeah, maybe he was hoping to get like double heads, or he just wants the cards to be in the discard pile.
That would come easily. A Muscle Band. Interesting to see that Muscle Band did not go to the active Seismitoad.
Yeah, the thing is, he doesn't deal any damage anyways, so he doesn't want the Seismitoad with a Muscle Band to get knocked out by the second Aegislash.
And here's the first of probably many of those Lysander's trump card being played in this game. It can always be good for Robin to shuffle metal energies that have hit the discard pile for Niklas into the deck, but there weren't any just yet, so Robin only targeting his discard pile, in my opinion.
Yeah, and so now it makes sense that Robin tried to play the Crushing Hammer, because when he hits heads and play trump card the same turn, the metal energy is gone.
Absolutely. So these are the best of the best. Whenever we see a play that might be questionable, these players most likely will know what they are doing. Interesting, there's a metal energy attached to the active Aegi Slash. Now for Niklas wouldn't even be bad if it was discarded because he can reuse it rather quickly, but he just can't manage to find a Keldeo. We see another Bronzo. What's it called in English? I think it's also Bronzo, isn't it?
Bronzong, I guess.
The first, the basic Pokemon, is it called?
Bronzor.
Bronzor, exactly, Bronzor. He has it on his hand, but I think he's saving that spot for a possible Keldeo.
Yes, this might be true. And especially when he has a Pokemon with like 120 damage just sitting on his bench, he can wait for the AZ. Maybe he will top deck the AZ at some time.
Oh, we might see the very first attack from Aegi Slash powered up with that Muscle Band and the double colorless. That will deal, I think it's 80 damage to that Seismitoad,
Yes, it
followed
is.
up by N.
Yeah, so now we can see maybe he was fearing the Enhanced Hammer as well, and he attached the Metal Energy card before the Double Colors Energy card. So if Robin was playing Crushing Hammer, he were able to attach the Metal Energy card. But if he played the Double Colorless Energy first, he wouldn't be.
Very slow start into the game. No damage dealt by Niklas yet. That's going to be the very first damage, but as you can see, those two decks are negating each other fairly well in the first turns. On the chat, you were asking what kind of card is in between Jirachi and Aegi Slash on the bench. That is actually a promo Bronzong. It has the same abilities as the one from Phantom Forces. So it's all about being able to get the metal energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon.
Yeah, so we see that Robin has a Super Scuba in his hand, but he plays the Acrobikes before. So he's searching for some card. He does have a Verbank City on his hand.
And he has the choice of another Crushing Hammer and a Versus Seeker. He decides to go with that Crushing Hammer.
And he got Super Scuba Pads, so no
That's
damage.
not too bad. We know he's playing 4 of them. Now, if you're Niklas and you know he's playing 4 Super Scoop-Ups, we know that Robin is saving them for later. So if Niklas wants to get some draw engine that gets his, is a fantastic choice for Robin choosing to wait with those Super Scoop-Ups. We know that Robin's hand is full of item cards.
Yes, it's always very, well, it's very difficult to play when you know your opponent is running Jeetsus, but you never know when he will play the Jeetsus or when he does it on his hand. And of course, Niklas doesn't know Robin's hand cards, so it could be like 2 supporter, 1 energy card, another Pokemon, or it could be 6 item cards.
And now the clock is ticking for that Aegi Slash. It has 150 damage already, and with that Verbank City Gym out there, the next turn would be, this turn actually, would be its last one if it just can't manage to get back to the bench or heal that poison damage.
So now we see the third Metal Energy on the bench, Edgy Slash. So Niklas might be able to just retreat and attack with the second one.
Not before he plays that Chorus for 9 cards.
Yeah, Chorus is a very huge card in this matchup as well, because Robin has 5 bench Pokemon pretty much every second.
And with him getting those Bronzongs to work, he also usually has a full bench of Pokemon. Yep, better count those cards. We see 2 more Ents on his hand, I think. A couple of Metal Energy. And a Headringer, if I saw that correctly. Does he play any Headringers?
No, he doesn't. But Niklas was able to kick the Verbank, and now he has a Steel Shelter.
And he's not poisoned anymore, so he will survive this next or in between turns. So he might even want to attack with his heavily damaged Aegi Slash. And also put pressure on that Seismitoad that might be knocked out next turn if Robin doesn't manage to get it back to his hand or healed. Nope, he does what you expected. He's going to deal 100 damage with that fresh new Aegi Slash. And immediately with that Bronzong attach a new Metal Energy to the benched one.
Yeah, now Robin has a problem because the Steel Shelter is in play, and Niklas has 2 Bronzongs and 2 Edgy Slashs. So it might become a problem for Robin.
So you need 3 perfect cards to get rid of that benched Aegislash if he wants to. That will be Lysander, a Verbank City Gym, and also a Hypnotoxic Laser. He has a couple of tastings to go with. Another one. He has a lot of lasers in his hand, I think.
Yeah, the problem is that he has to draw the...
Oh, another Hats. Oh. That's always huge for those super scoop ups. Can be frustrating for Niklas.
Yeah, it really is frustrating. Especially when you play against a deck that has like 12 cards that flip a coin. But, well, Niklas has a lot of options to still come back to the game.
The way this match is going, we might see a timeout here sooner or later.
Yeah, or one of the players is just winning one game.
Yeah.
And this game took so much time.
That's why this first game is so crucial. If you know that these games are taking for ages, if you win this first game, you're in the commanding position. Robin is already recycling that trump card. He's going through his deck so quickly, and here it is. He just discarded that metal energy and putting it back into his deck, in Niklas' deck.
Yeah, now Niklas can't attach it with Bronze Song.
We saw a couple of metal energy cards in Niklas after he played that chorus, though, so Robin can't disrupt his hand with ends anymore. I think he will be able to power up that Aegislash next round. And here's that Verbank. Now, there's a laser coming up as well, so that's at least 30 damage right there. Is it put to sleep? No, it's not.
And you saw that he played trump card before the Verbank, so that Niklas doesn't get his Steel Shelter back to his deck.
The little things that makes the difference, but Niklas has the Steel Shelter in his hands. He had 9 cards to go with another metal energy from Call of Legends, I think that is. Very nice artwork.
Yeah, now he got the N.
So both players will draw 6 cards. No prize cards have been drawn so far.
Yeah, maybe you're asking, well, Niklas had the option to Lysander the Jirachi and knock it out, but Niklas is playing 3N, and this is one of the supporter cards he can play. So he doesn't want to only have N for 4 or N for 2 early, so I guess he will try to get the Jirachi in the last few turns of the game.
Exactly, he is thinking, I'm able to deal 100 damage also in the late game, so I might as well save that Jirachi for later and now deal with the bigger threats, the Seismitoads. Another super scoop up. Is it going to be 3 heads in a row? It is 3 heads in a row.
Yeah, but Robin doesn't have... Oh, he plays another super scoop up.
Well.
Yeah, so now he can get the Jirachi on the end.
Okay, now I think he won't ever play that Jirachi again, only if he needs it badly for a Lysander or so. So now that chance has passed for Niklas to deal an easy knockout on that Jirachi.
Yeah, now he can just get another Swirlates and evolve it. So
wow,
the more Slurpuffs he has, the better for Robin.
I saw the Swirlix, but I think the Slurpuff is prize and he's realizing it. Or it might be already in his hand, I'm not sure.
I guess it's in his hand, pretty sure. But Robin doesn't have any Floatstone in play. So every time he has a Super Scoop Up head, usually you just put your Slurpuff active.
Have you seen any in the deck while he was going through it?
I think it's on his hand, yeah.
Oh,
but now he discarded it.
He discarded it. He will get to use the Lysander's trump card to recycle it anyway. But I'm wondering now, if I'm Robin, and I need this trump card really badly in this matchup, if that is priced, isn't that an auto loss for him?
It will be very hard for him to win without the trump card, because you deck out very fast. I saw a few people playing 2 trump cards. Yeah, there was actually, I won a regional championship with a Seismitoad Slurpuff, and I played 2 trump cards, but the chance of having the trump card prized and not taking it with the first 1 or 2 prize cards, it's so low. It isn't really worth it to play a second one.
Now, obviously, we see this match, it's taking ages and players are struggling to take any prize card at all. Now that Aegislash is getting powered up to put itself in a position where it deals 120 damage, we're only 3 more metal energy away from dealing a 100k onto that Seismitoad.
Yeah, I guess Niklas is hoping that, well, if Robin has all of his Super Scoop Up heads, that he doesn't have all of his Crushing Hammer heads, so he's able to charge the
Exactly.
Aegislash.
So that's 120 damage. Obviously, he's not able to attach any muscle bands whatsoever to that Aegislash. That time is gone. That item lock will probably stay forever.
Crushing Hammer, Tails.
Is that
Or
a G?
heads?
Yeah, this time
Oh.
it's tails because you saw the 6 underneath, and this one is heads though. Is he going to play the trump card again?
I guess he will play the Super Scoop Up, so they get shuffled back. Oh, wait, he isn't.
Again, it's the trump card. Oh dear.
Oh, never mind, he's just picking supporter cards. Because when you play trump card, and there are some supporter cards in your hand, some people forget to play VS Seeker before, and then they only have VS Seeker in their hand, but no supporter card.
Yes.
Yeah, now you can see the Super Scoop
That's
Up.
a 5, I think, or a symbol. It's tails at least, and another super square.
And another Tails, this is very important.
This is huge. Now he has the option. I saw also a Team Flare Grunt in his hand, so he might take his chance and say, hey, maybe this time Niklas doesn't have an additional metal energy in his hand, and I might be able to get away with another round of Seismitoad. But now he decides to go with that trump card and shuffle his discard pile back into the deck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is a Ultra Ball in his hand, so he can get another Slurpuff now, if he wants to.
Here we go. And Professor Juniper, of course, waiting for her next round to kick in. And all the Super Scoop Ups back into the deck. There will be many, many flips to come.
Yeah, and now he has still his Super Scoop Ups in his deck, but he can draw it again with Slurpuff, even though he already played a supporter card.
This is like the ideal setup for a Seismitoad. You see 4 Slurpuffs. You see 2 Seismitoads ready to Quaking Punch. Except for the fact that right now the active Seismitoad is in danger of getting knocked out.
And he didn't get a Super Scoop Up, so Niklas is able to draw his first 2 prize cards.
Only a laser, but that won't do him any good because of that steel shelter.
Yeah, or a Crushing Hammer.
Robin is putting down his cards. He knows he could not save his Seismitoad here. There's another metal energy, so Team Flare Grunt would not have done any good for Robin either.
And he's discarding a Metal Energy card.
That's good for him.
Yeah, and Niklas is still waiting for his chance to play AZ and get rid of all the damage from the benched Aegislash, or maybe he doesn't want to put it in his hand because he would have to discard the Muscle Band, and it's like an additional additional energy card.
You know, I noticed that I have not seen a Lysander in Robin Schultz's hand or deck yet. It might be priced because he's only playing 1, so that Aegislash might be safe on that bench. And here's the first knockout. Seems to be a Floatstone in Robin's hand, I think.
Or a switching card. Well, and he can still draw the Floatstone. Here we see the Double Colors energy card, and he has like 3 lasers on his hand. It's very annoying when you don't draw your Burbank City Gym.
Yeah, Jitsis would be huge for Niklas next turn. Robin is in a tough spot right now. He realizes he just can't touch that Aegislash right now. That Lysander is prized most likely, and he just doesn't manage to get enough damage on that active Aegislash for the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, no.
Here's that Super Scoop Up he needed last turn.
Yeah, Robin is playing like 3 or 4 Acrobikes. Yeah, he is playing 4 Acrobikes, so if he gets a setup, he draws so many cards each turn. It's very amazing.
He decides to go with that Crushing Hammer, maybe putting them to work. This round or maybe next round. Here we go. It's this round. Another Tails, so the Tails are making up for a couple of heads last rounds.
Another Tails?
Yeah, it seems to be one. It's Tails. Oh dear. Have you seen a switch in his hand or a Floatstone? I haven't seen it yet.
He has a switch in his hand.
All right.
And he also has a Burbank City Gym in his hand. So maybe he will hope again that Niklas just doesn't have the steel shelter.
Niklas is shuffling his hand rather quick. There's a Colress, so he's going to have access to at least 8 more cards next turn. And another trump card.
Yeah, Robin's really desperate for his super scoop up and crushing hammers. And you saw that Niklas discarded a metal energy card with Juniper last turn, but he didn't attach it to his benched AG Slash.
Do you think he forgot about it?
Could be, or he just didn't want to attach it, but I guess he just forgot it.
Now another laser incoming on that Aegislash. It's also asleep now. Maybe Niklas Kelde, which we haven't seen yet, might also be priced. He hasn't been able to run through his deck with any Ultra Balls yet, obviously. Oh, that's a
And
free.
it's Tails.
Now let's see how Niklas can bounce back. Is he able to find a Steel Shelter? He's thinking about it. He always has that Colress if he doesn't like that hand.
Well, maybe he's thinking about just playing Jitsus. Oh, he attached another metal energy card, so
Oh, he might be optimistic here. He's playing with that Colress,
no,
but he
goes
decides to go with Juniper.
discarding a lot of supporter cards here. We see
Wow.
like N,
Yes.
Chorus.
There's a water. Isn't that Keldeo there underneath Colress?
It might be a Seismitoad full art. And he got a Steel Shelter.
Wow, that's huge.
And now he deals like
Big damage incoming.
140?
Yeah, 140 because there are 5 metal energy attached to it. That's 100 additional damage to the 40 it does base power. Doesn't really matter anyway because it's always a 2-hit KO at the current situation, but let him find 2 more metal energy and he's able to deal that 1-hit KO. He might be going for it.
Yeah, if he is able to get 1-hit KO on Seismitoad, obviously Robin isn't able to play Super Scoop Up. And now he struggles again. He has not so many hand cards.
And the 2 float stones seem to be priced as well. He has not found one of them right
Yeah.
now, and this is a problem because he always has to have a Seismitoad in the back now or a switch in hand to go with that Super Scoop Up.
Yeah, and if Niklas is realizing, well, I guess it's not worth the risk because he has a double colors energy card attached to Seismitoad, so we just can retreat the Slurper for a double colors energy card. But there might be the situation that you have just a Lysander for Slowpuff and Robin isn't able to retreat it.
Robin with a Tails on a Super Scoop Up. I saw another one, and there's this Mewtwo X tech card in his hand. He doesn't have any space though.
Yeah, and in this matchup, obviously Mewtwo doesn't do anything because he only has double colors energy cards. And we see that the Lysander is not priced, but
That's
it
a
is
huge
innocent.
head start right there. I think it was the last Super Scoop Up, his last option to get rid of that damaged Seismitoad. Yeah, he's just putting the Muscle Band right there. It doesn't do anything, but he wants to get rid of it. He doesn't need to draw it. Team Flare Grunt, I see. Another Versus Seeker and Ultra Ball. He doesn't need that Ultra Ball. And another Crushing Hammer.
Yes.
I think he might wait until next turn, until he has the combination again with that Lysander Storm card.
Yeah, I think he will go for it again
Oh.
next turn. And we see another Metal Energy card, so if Robin isn't able to discard any Metal Energy card, and he plays AZ. Now,
Wow.
this is the turn, he gets rid of the damage, and is able to charge the energy card.
Now, if I'm looking at that Aegislash, it has 6 of the metal energies. There's one more at Aegislash. He's only have 1 metal energy back in his deck. Do you think he is able to find that last metal energy next round? Because he needs that one last metal energy.
Yeah, it could be priced,
Yes.
but
Oh, it's another Tails. Now Robin is unlucky with his tail flips.
well, maybe if he had... never mind. But... yeah, Robin needs to Super Scoop Up anyways, so even though he gets Crushing Hammer heads, he still needs to have Super Scoop Up heads.
He is discarding that switch here, which would be another option to get back that Seismitoad. Oh! It was just on the brink of that Seismitoad, and somehow that Seismitoad influenced it to make it heads. That's an important heads right there. I think that was his last Super Scoop Up in his hand.
Oh, he drew another one. And a crushing hammer. This is very important for him to hit it now. And
Oh,
it's
it's tails.
So if Niklas is able to find another metal energy card, he might just win the game by knocking out 2 Seismitoads.
Doesn't seem like he has Burbank City Gym.
But
to
we
deal
see
additional
the
damage.
flare grunt. So I guess
Has he played a support yet?
I
this
don't
turn?
think so.
Yeah, he's looking at it like he wants to play it right now. Yeah, he realizes he has to take this chance here. And now that metal energy is priced, Niklas either needs to use the trump card or he won't have any chance anytime soon to deal that one-hit KO.
Yeah, but now the Jeetsis for Niklas would be a very, very huge card. Robin has like, well, he has so many hand cards, I can't even tell
It's his
how
whole
many.
deck. It's more than his deck.
Yeah. And Niklas is thinking.
He's looking at double colorless here at Aegis Slash. Maybe he realizes there's no enhanced hammer in Robin's deck. He hasn't used it yet. Yeah. No supporter card from Niklas this turn.
Oh, and we didn't mention it, but Robin is playing one Headringer, which, well, we didn't see the Headringer, but it might, well, become a problem for Niklas as well, because the second Edgy Slash then needs 4 energy cards to attack. So Robin might be able to like lock it down, so it can't attack because Niklas isn't able to get enough energy cards.
It's funny, just because of those trump cards and Robin running through his deck, we already know most of his prize cards, most likely.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It's 2 float stones. There has to be a Headringer in there. I think it's also another double colorless, because when I saw him running through the deck, I think I saw only 2 double colorless yet. Yeah, here we go again.
Yeah, now.
And that Lysander, so important.
Yeah, Robin took with his VS Seeker a Juniper and Flagrant in his hand. So attaching an energy card to the active AG Slash, well, won't really help Niklas. But now Robin needs another head on his Super Scoop Ups.
Just for you guys in the chat, as I see you wondering if we are missing out on any VGC action, don't worry guys, we have timed everything perfectly. The players for VGC are currently on break, and once the TCG rounds are finished, you will see some more VGC action going on here in the live stream. You won't miss out on the top 8 cut.
And no Super Scoop Up this turn. So Niklas will be able to knock out the Seismitoad.
Oh wow, even though he has so many cards in his hand, there's another N now, bringing Robin down to 6 cards, which doesn't really matter because he's going up to 11 next turn again.
Yeah, but the thing is that we saw Robin has a Juniper and a Flagrant in his hand, so maybe he whiffs the Flagrant now. And of course, Niklas wants to play the N before he takes his prize cards, because now, when he only have 2 prize cards left, and is like a bad supporter, because he only gets 2, but Robin gets 6 hand cards.
So now he needs 3 additional matter energy to be able to deal that 1-hit KO, but maybe he realizes he doesn't need it. Slowly but surely he's able to bring down these Seismitoads. He's really in control of this game. Robin can't seem to find the right combination of cards to deal enough damage to those IE Slash.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Crushing Hammer and a lot of Super Scoop Up, but no Verbank and Laser. And this is the combination he needs to deal damage.
What I found interesting is usually the opponent of a Seismitoad deck is the one being frustrated, but now looking at Robin, he has to be frustrated. He can't deal any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, the goal of Seismitoad deck is that your opponent can't do anything, but Niklas' deck says that Seismitoad decks can't do anything. So this is very interesting.
If you saw a statistic on how many cards both players played, Robin would be off the hook, like playing at least 10 cards or so per round. Niklas taking, he doesn't really have to do anything. His Aegis Slash is just chilling there, while Robin is finally finding his Verbank and a Laser. Do you think he only has 1 Verbank in his deck? Is the other one priced as well?
I'm kind of sure that he had a Verbank in his discard pile when he played a second one.
So both are in play.
Yeah, I think so. I just guess he has a bit bad luck. Well, he doesn't have bad luck. He has a lot of Super Scoop Up and Crushing Hammer heads, but he has not enough luck to draw his Verbank City Gyms.
In the chat, Super Integration is calling Robin's deck tailsfails.deck. Well, if you're unlucky, of course, that won't help you to win the match, but Robin is trying his best now. Oh, Niklas going to the offensive now, getting the Slurpuff out.
Yeah, when he has another Lysander, he can just knock out a second Slurpuff and win the game. And Slurpuff has metal weakness as well, so he only needs a double colors energy card to knock out another Slurpuff with a Edgy Slash.
Oh, this is huge now. Now Robin realizes if I'm afraid of these Lysanders, now either Versus Seeker will give him the Lysander again next turn, or obviously if he's playing the trump card, he can draw it again. What do you do if you're Robin?
I would try to play N this turn. Well, I wouldn't care if I have Ultra Ball, Jirachi for N, because this Lysander play, yeah, he has a second Lysander on stand.
Oh, wow. That's it.
What I was going to say is that Niklas wouldn't have played the Lysander when he doesn't have a second Lysander. And we saw that 2 Floatstones, 2 Juniper, and 1 Headringer were in Robin's prize cards.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so now it took like half an hour for Niklas to win 1 game.
Yeah, look at Robin. He knows he has to hurry up right now, and Niklas, being the fair player that he is, he's also hurrying up because he knows that the only chance for Robin now is to get back into. Look at this hand. Look at this hand. He's playing those cards so quickly.
Yeah, it's a problem. I know that Niklas and Robin like each other. We are in the same chat, WhatsApp chat, and talk like every day. And it's very annoying when you are on a huge tournament and play someone you know and like. So
it has been an amazing first match. I have not seen a matchup like this unfolding yet. It was really just 2 Aegislash being active and Seismitoads taking turns.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you have the most decks have so many problems dealing with Seismitoad, but Niklas found a way to beat it anyways. And his deck is not bad against other decks. Well, you could play like only grass Pokemon, hit them for weakness that deal a lot of damage, but then you would only win against Seismitoad decks. Or you could play just 4/4 Primal Groudon, but the problem is to win against other decks as well. And Niklas, yeah, he found a way to beat both Seismitoad and other decks. And I guess Robin has, oh no, he has another basic Pokemon. I only saw the Jirachi EX.
Well, at least he has a Verbank in his hand, so that's important. If both are priced, he can give up the game right there.
Yeah, maybe he's able to donk Niklas. It's always an option. It happens to the best of us. Just you only have 1 basic Pokemon in play, and you don't have supporter card, it gets knocked out and you lose the game.
Yeah, if he's managing to find a laser, I haven't seen a laser yet, but I think there's a Verbank. Oh, he's going for the Juniper. Fair chance of getting that laser either way.
Yeah, so now he has Ultra Ball for another Swirlix. He played Jirachi down, but, well, maybe like last game, he puts it in his hand some turn. Oh, he plays Super Scoop Up now, hoping that he gets Jirachi back, but he flipped Tails, unfortunately.
Oh,
now
finally
Robin has
Floatstone.
Yes.
Might be important because that's basically an additional card whenever you play Super Scoop Up.
Yes.
Oh, and that Bronzor is asleep. Stays asleep. There's an N in Niklas' hand.
Yeah, and this turn he can play Ultra Ball. It's always the first turn against Seismitoad. It's very important.
Make use of as many item cards as you can.
Yes.
It might be the last ones.
And play all your VS Secret for supporter.
Exactly. I can't tell you how often I made that mistake.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm tired and playing Pokemon Trading Card Game online, I play Lysander and I only have like 3 VS Secret in my hands, and then we're like, okay. Good game.
Good game, yeah. Is that a Dialga X there in front? like a nice and shiny secret rare Dialga X.
It might be, or it's just...
Oh, then there's this Keldeo. He's eyeing out this Keldeo because if he has a float stone, that's the turn you want to play it. If he's playing those float, yeah, he's playing.
He
float
does
stones.
play Floatstone. During our test games, it was always so huge to have Keldeo and Float, and he has computer
Wow,
search.
that's
so
it.
Keldeo and Floatstone is even,
He only has a one turn to get it out.
yes.
Has
Well,
to be float stone.
The thing is
Yeah, and N.
that Robin can play Serosic and discard the Floatstone.
Oh, he even has it in his hand. Oh, now he's shuffling it back in. Have you seen it? He's eyeing out that Xerosic.
Oh, yeah. Well, there are a few turns where it's not that important to play Lysander or to play Juniper or Trump card. Well, we saw it last game. He had like in the late game there was just one turn and he played Serosic for a double colors energy card. So getting rid of that Floatstone is possible, but usually you have to invest your resources in other things. Oh, a Steel Shelter.
Here
so
we go. It's healed from that poison either way. Let's see. Oh, I can see a head ringer there. If he has, oh, and Xerosic, so he might put both to work next turn if he doesn't. Oh, it's another is it a computer search I saw? Not sure. Yeah, computer search right in front and another Seismitoad. And there's that shiny Dialga X with double colorless energy attached to it.
yeah, actually, Niklas didn't use it, but if he doesn't get his Edgy Slash, he can attack with Chrono Wind. And Chrono Wind says your opponent can't attack next turn if it is a Pokemon EX. So if you have a bit luck... Oh, and here's a Headringer. Well, if you have a bit luck, your opponent isn't able to attack with Quaking Punch.
But Bronzor is looking at a knockout very soon here. And Xerosic on, yeah, that Floatstone.
Ah,
He's probably never going to see that Floatstone again unless he's able to use that Dialga.
he will only see it on his hand, but
It's gonna stay there for a while.
yes. And now he plays N. Well, the problem is sometimes when you take too many prize cards very at the beginning of the game, you just don't have a lot of Slurpuffs in your hand, so you whiff your cards you need. And now Robin has already two Pokemon on his bench that aren't Slurpuff, so he can only play down to Swirlix, so the ends are huge now.
There's another Metal Energy. Robin might go for the discard engine of these energy cards very soon. Now these muscle bands matter. It's not an Aegislash. That Dialga is human after all. Well, not really human, but it can be damaged by Seismitoad. Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh.
He's aiming for the double colorless here with that Team Flare Grunt.
Yes, because, well, he could target it with Serosic as well. But of course, a double colors energy card is two energy cards at the same time. And he can't attach it with Bronzong later in the game.
We haven't seen a Crushing Hammer yet either, so Robin, who's getting his draw engine to work here, next Slurpuff coming out very soon, is probably aiming for the Metal Energy as well next turn.
Yeah, I see in the comments that people are saying like, Toad has this game. And it might be sure. It might be his game now, because Niklas doesn't have any Edgy Slash. So maybe we see Niklas forfeiting this game, just to get some more time. Or he thinks that he's able to win the game.
Robin looking through that discard pile. Maybe he's looking at another trump card, or what does he do? First of all, a couple of tastings, another Crushing Hammer now. Yeah, Niklas doesn't have any energy. He didn't attach any energy last turn, so Robin has him currently where he wants him.
Oh, now he sees trump card. And yeah, Robin just attacks with Quaking Punch again. Yeah, and it looks like Niklas has a lot of item cards in his hand, and we see Edgy Slash, which is very important to have in play. Well, but he doesn't have any supporter card. Well, maybe it really is better for Niklas to just forfeit his game, or he hopes that it takes 20 minutes.
What will happen if Robin is up 5 prize cards and the time runs out this turn, this game?
Well, this rule's changed sometime, but I think if Robin draws more than 50% of his prize cards, so 4 prize cards, then the game counts. And, well, I'm not sure.
Well, we have another judge in here in this room with Tobias Baumbach, who's probably going to be able to answer this question. So in case that this game is not going to finish with someone picking up all his prizes, but only 5 of them, how would the match be ruled then in this case? If Robin is ahead with in prize cards once the time is clicked. Now in that case it would be a draw. Okay, and then it would be 1-1. In case Robin is ahead with prize cards.
Yes, and then they have 2 players left to declare the winner.
Oh, okay. So there would be a sudden death in case Robin is winning with the amount of prize cards when the time runs out. So it's not really an option for Niklas, I think. Because then it comes down to speed in the next game.
Yes.
So we see a couple of comments in the chat about our accents. Yeah, we are actually German guys.
Yes.
You could tell from our accent, I'm sure. We are trying our best to make it an international event, to have English commentary, because we have a couple of friends from Italy and also Spain watching. The UK and the United States will wake up very soon in a couple of hours, and they are also excited to get into the action. So sorry guys, from Germany, that's why we are commentating in English.
Yeah, and you have like, I think there are 2 regional or state championships in the US with this format. Well, the new set, Roaring Skies, is already released, but we are playing the old format. But still there are some tournaments in the format. Yeah, plus the fact that video game is actually an international tournament, because everyone from every country can compete.
Sorry, Chukapi, TCG. Of course, we forgot about France. We love France, so thank you for watching. You guys are awesome. So give us feedback on how you like this stream.
Yeah, so now you can, well, looking back at the board, Niklas finally got a supporter card, Chorus, and he doesn't want Robin to take 2 prize cards from his Dialga, so he just used Rush In, and now he's sacrificing his Keldeo. But maybe he gets the double color Senshi card to retreat it.
So the momentum going for Robin now, he has to stay at this speed to maybe be able to also pick up that Aegislash on the bench. I haven't seen a Lysander in his hand yet either. He might have to use it throughout the game to get around that Aegislash if it becomes active.
Yeah, or, well, when Robin just have like, well, he could be able to knock out Keldeo and Lysander the Dialga. Yeah, and then when the time runs out, it's a sudden death, and Seismitoad will win the sudden death most likely. Because you just have to take 1 prize card, so you just need to knock out 1 basic Pokemon from Bronzong. And we actually see Robin playing very fast now.
Preparing for another energy removal here, getting that Grunt into his hand. And yeah, that's another trump card now. We've seen this tactic before. So for all you beginners out there or who want to be as good as Robin and Niklas, this is what it takes sometimes to become a national champion and to make it to this final round of the top 8 cut.
Yeah, well, Niklas hopes for the AZ, I guess, because he can discard the Metal Energy card again, attach it to another Pokemon.
Oh,
yeah,
and
here it
we
is.
Go. Also a nice read here by David
Yeah,
in the
of
commentary
course.
booth.
He doesn't want Robin to take any prize cards now. And maybe next turn, if Niklas has like a double colors energy card in his hand, he can just drop his Dialga and attack with it. And if, well, but I think it would be doesn't worth the risk of Robin hitting Super Skill heads or just playing Switch. And actually, he could just attach it a second double colors entry card and retreat. So Dialga isn't a real option now.
Another discard on that energy. A poisoned Aigi Slash. Let's see if there is a Steel Shelter in Niklas' hand. He will need it rather soon. Oh, there's the Lysander. I just saw the Lysander in Robin's hand, so he can make use of it, just in case Aigi Slash is going to retreat after having received some damage. So Robin has a couple of options this game. Maybe just got it through the prize cards. There's Dialga again.
Yeah. So maybe Niklas is trying to get Chrono Wind luck.
And now finally the first attack from Niklas in this round, dealing 60 damage on that Seismitoad. All that energy removal from Robin really
Yeah, it
made
really
him struggle.
hurts. If you only deal 60 damage, you can, well, if you deal 80 damage, you can deal 80 and then attach another energy card and deal 100. But if you only deal 60, well, you need 3 hits at least. Maybe more if he has the Super Scuba pads.
No, he's taking his time now.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot to be in. There's another float summon he can't make, he can't put
Yeah.
it to use, and now that
Very annoying that he doesn't have any supporter card. And Super Scuba Tails. Now Robin needs heads, or he can retreat. Or play Switch.
Here-
There are a lot of things
there's
Robin can
this
do.
Super Scoop Up and a Crushing Hammer. Super Scoop Up.
It's
Heads.
Oh boy.
Niklas is not looking too good now. That Aigi Slash is all but knocked out. And with the Lysander in play for Robin, he can aim for that Bronzong to take that last prize then. Because remember, he also knocked out a Bronzor earlier this game. Oh dear. Not looking good for Niklas.
Yeah, I guess Robin will win this game.
Well, Dark Fudge in the chat is betting 15 British pounds on Robin. That's easy to do if you look at the prize card, so well done, Dark Fudge.
Well, maybe he guess he will win the best of 3 match.
The 11,
Oh,
here's that Lysander. He can't knock it out though. The max damage he can deal is 80 and he's going for it.
Yeah, but even though he just needs the VS Seeker now to win the game.
And he has the sleep. Yeah, and he has, look at this hand. Look at, unbelievable. Look at his deck. He got this whole deck in his hand. If Niklas can't play an N,
Well,
this
maybe
is
now the Jesus might be a very huge card. He didn't play any Jesus yet, didn't he?
No, I haven't seen one. And now he's getting another Slurpuff. I haven't seen a Versus Seeker though in his hand, so he might be. He's going for it. There's another tasting going on. I haven't seen a Versus Seeker, so maybe if Niklas is able to get it back to
He
the bench.
sleeps, so he loses
Oh,
anyways. Yeah.
he scoops up his cards, and that will be the equalizer for Robin. Well played, very well played.
Oh. Now it's 1-1. And now they have to hurry.
What a game! What a game! I think now Niklas might be in a hurry because he knows it takes his time until he picks up some speed in this matchup.
Yeah.
And Robin is earlier to attack.
But it really depends on how Niklas starts. For example, the first game, he was the first guy taking prize cards at all.
Yeah, but picking up his first prize cards took like 15 minutes or so, maybe 20.
Yeah, but they have to play until someone gets a prize card.
Yeah, until the sun goes down, these players will battle it out. Someone will have
Yeah.
to take that prize card, and it's still early. I wouldn't say early in the morning here. It's at around lunchtime in Stuttgart, Central European time. But those two players will not end until someone has drawn a prize card. or maybe someone is even able to finish it off before the time runs out, which I doubt. Okay, Dark Fudge is now saying he betted at the start. Okay, good on you. I didn't see that, but let's see. What's your expectation for this match for Robin? Maybe your bet is also on the best of 3 between Robin and Niklas. Both players are now drawing their 7 cards, and Robin, I think, is starting with a Swirlix here. I didn't see what Niklas is bringing.
Well, he starts with Aegislash, which is very
perfect
nice.
start. No Bronze Sword to slow him down. Oh, he's even able to attach.
Actually, starting with Seismitoad EX is, might be very good for Niklas too.
And then here's a Bronze Sword, and he discards a Dialga, a Bronze Song, and a double colorless, drawing 7 cards with Juniper. I see
another Aegislash. Looks like Niklas has a very good start.
I see a laser in hand for Robin. Now, if you notice, the clock is running out at 9 minutes. That's because we don't want to indicate to the players how much time they have left exactly, so there's no time stalling. These two players like each other a lot. They're very professional, so they wouldn't do it anyway, I think.
Yes.
But just in case, this is what the players will see. 9 minutes left on the clock.
Especially if, well, when there are only like a few seconds, and it really is important when the time gets called. So, 100,000 euro on Robin, that's a lot.
Well, I'm not picking up that bad, but good on you that you have so much money. There's an Acrobike. He decides to not go with the laser. He has it already. There's a Lysander in hand now. Another.
Yeah, but he really needs a Seismitoad or a supporter card.
Oh, another Swirlix. If he can't bring up that item lock in turn 1, that would be huge for Niklas.
Yeah, Robin struggles sometimes to get his supporters because he only plays 1N for Juniper, so he really needs Ultra Ball for Jirachi very often. And we see that, yeah, he's Lysandering the Jirachi.
He needs to buy some time now.
Yes.
It's Tails.
Tails. So, well, maybe Niklas Floatstone, double colors energy card, he might be able to rush Robin.
Wow, now all of a sudden, also remember those Swirlix are weak to metal, so whatever attack he chooses to go with. Oh no, he doesn't have a double colorless. Now 7 more cards for Niklas to get a Floatstone or a Switch.
Oh, does Niklas have a metal energy card in his discard pile?
I haven't seen one yet. Muscle Band, that's not it. Jirachi is cured from that poison because of that steel shelter. Oh no, that hand doesn't look too good to return to Jirachi. Maybe that's a Versus Seeker, just in case he brings out that Seismitoad. But look at Robin, he is a little bit, he's on the edge now. He knows he doesn't have a supporter in hand currently. So
yeah, he does have a metal energy card. Otherwise, it would have been a huge mistake to attach the metal energy card before playing Professor Juniper. And now Robin needs to draw the cards he needs with using Tasting. And he retreats his Slurpuff because he doesn't want it to get out, because the Slurpuff is his only chance to draw supporter cards.
Oh, it's not looking good. He's giving up that turn. It's Niklas' turn now. Still no supporter card for Robin. Now Jirachi is going back to the bench, and Aegislash will be able to knock out that Swirlix.
Sweet Jesus. This is not looking good for
this could be
Robin.
all but over now. Oh,
we
finally
see Seismitoad and a double colors energy card in his hand.
Swirlix and Juniper.
That's
a comeback.
Very lucky.
Let's see if he can make it. Wow, perfect draw now. The only thing you would need is a Verbank because he has a laser in his hand. There's a Crushing Hammer just before he goes with that Juniper. It's Tails though.
Yeah, but these 2 turns with items.
Super Scoop Up. Now, that's heads. Now he can take the other Swirlix, evolve it, and draw 2 more cards. But I think he hasn't
He just played it this turn, didn't he?
No, there's... Oh, because the other one was knocked out. That might be true. He might not be able to evolve that one. I'm not sure if that's relevant for the judges here.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, did you guys in the chat see it? I'm not sure.
Maybe we can rewind the video. I'm not sure about that, but he had two Swirlix, one Slurpuff on the bench. One Swirlix was knocked out. So because this Slurpuff went active when he played the Super Scooper, before that he played a Swirlix. He made it active and evolved it. So that Swirlix should not be able to evolve in that particular round. Doesn't look too good for Robin either way, but I think that was against the rules. And both players are halting right now because I think the judge is being called over.
Yeah, so we see a few people in the chat that he wasn't able to evolve it.
Yeah, he can't.
Of course, it lags a bit, so we already have judges here.
They are working it out as we speak. Not sure what the call is going to be. Robin drinking a sip. Oh, that's tough. I mean, Robin, of course,
It's hard
is in
to
a
decide
hurry.
because he already played cards after using tasting.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the judge call is. Maybe it's also up to Niklas on how he would like to handle it at this stage. For Robin, of course, he was in a hurry. I don't think he did it on purpose. I don't think that at all. He was just in a hurry, playing that Slurpuff, seeing what options he has.
Yeah, they are playing to win a flight to the World Championship. Just that you know, if you win German Nationals, you get the flight anyways, no matter if you're in the top 22 spot or not. So they are very nervous, I guess.
So we have a judge in here who is currently looking at the situation. He's being briefed now by our technical team who saw everything on screen. So a decision will be made rather soon. I'm not sure how I would handle this. I'm not an experienced judge whatsoever. I judged my last Pokemon tournament, I think, like 8 years ago. What do you do now?
Well, the problem is he used tasting while his Slurpuff was active. So he drew 2 cards, but he isn't allowed to draw these 2 cards. So the thing is, he has 2 cards in his hand, which he shouldn't have. But he already shuffled his hand, so there is no way to find out which one it was. And the Slurp, he evolved it before or after the Juniper? I'm pretty sure he evolved it before the Juniper.
Yeah, he evolved it before the Juniper, and then he played that Juniper, and I think he didn't use the tasting ability with it yet, but still.
Well, you could just count Robin's hand cards.
We have a judge right here. He's just listening to the situation as we saw it. So the situation was as follows. There were 2 Pokemon in play before Robin started his turn. There was a Slurpuff on the bench, as well as a Swirlix active. That Swirlix, however, was knocked out by an attack from Niklas that made the Slurpuff active. So then, when he started his turn, he put a Swirlix onto his bench. Only 2 Pokemon there. He scooped up that Slurpuff, made that Swirlix active, and evolved it right away. So the same turn when he was playing that Swirlix, he evolved it into that Slurpuff, afterwards playing a Professor Juniper,
Yes.
and maybe even using the tasting from Slurpuff. We're not sure about that one. Oh, it's a very tough call. It's really also tough for us here in the commentary booth. Of course,
Yeah, there is nothing to do.
we have the time here, of course, to watch these plays. These players are very nervous being in the featured match table. It's all about getting to Boston now. And of course, making a mistake at this stage is absolutely heartbreaking, especially if you're in a hurry because you see the times running out. You're in a tough spot like Robin is. You're trying to get out of there. You see an opportunity to get a couple of tastings going on. And these 2 players, just like we, are waiting on a judge call.
Yeah, so if he didn't use tasting, it's actually pretty easy. You just have to discard the Slurpuff.
So,
yeah, he played Juniper, so that should be in the discard pile.
I see you guys talking in the chat. Obviously, we're not allowed to make any calls. Someone is saying that should be a game loss. We're not experienced judges, so the only thing we are doing is we are repeating what happened in the match, and the judges will make that call rather soon.
Yeah, well, even though I judged a lot of tournaments, but I'm not a judge here, so I can't decide anything. But if he didn't use tasting, it shouldn't be too difficult, so I guess he did use it. It wouldn't take so much time if he didn't.
So we're here in the commentary booth. The time has run out. The judge is now at the table making his call. We don't have any audio bridge there, so we can't hear what the players or the judge are saying. Niklas is expanding his Discord pile. I think they're trying to...
Well, they are trying to understand what happened here.
Yeah.
And of course, they will get time extension. If you call a judge and it takes so much time, you will get the time it took. Otherwise, it would be, well, maybe you could even get an advantage of doing something wrong, and then the judge call takes so much time.
The Alu98 is asking, didn't he use tasting 2 times? We're not too sure. We would have to count his cards at this time.
Well, he did use tasting before the Super Scoop Up, and of course
Exactly.
he thought that the other Swirlix was put in play last turn, so he played Super Scoop Up just to get 1 more card.
And now after playing Juniper, you see Juniper is the last card he has in his discard pile, so now counting Robin's hand would be the way to go. I'm not sure if he played Mewtwo X, but if it's more than 7 cards in his hand, it's a sure call that he used that Slurpuff tasting ability, which he should not have used.
Well, there are some people asking about other people in the top 8, and we don't know anything. We are sitting here in a room, only having the camera to this particular match, so we can't say anything about it.
There are just walls around us. We can imagine, if you see us on screen, it looks like we're on a big stage overlooking the big hall. Everyone's shouting and screaming at us, and we would be signing autographs all the time in between turns. You can imagine this room is, well, pretty blank. All that is to it, there's computers, there's cameras, and there is white walls, and also a restroom. That's all we have here.
Yeah, and that's all you need.
It's not so glamorous as you might think. There's a nice and shiny wall behind us that looks all good, but there are no screaming fans around us.
Well, you're talking about David Sturm, I guess, and he is playing Flareon against Landorus Crobot, so the matchup isn't that good, but I don't know who won.
We saw that Geo Twilight is saying he drew Mewtwo and Floatstone, so he should have 5 cards in hand. So if he indeed drew Floatstone and Mewtwo after that, and he has 5 cards in hand, that would mean he did not use the tasting ability. I'm not sure what's happening currently. We can't hear anything. We see hashtag cheat. I don't like that.
I don't think he's cheating. Well,
yeah.
You know, this is recorded, so it's just a mistake. Happens to the best of us.
Absolutely. So Dark Fudge is calling a cheat here, but really these players are also nervous. Put yourself into that situation. Everyone's looking at you. Now even all eyes on them with the judge. The camera is there. If you do that, it's for everyone to watch afterwards on YouTube. No one would do that on purpose.
Yeah, and especially when you play Tasting Toads, you have so much stuff going on. It's sometimes very hard to remember how many tasting did I use, which card did I play already, because your turns just take so much time. Sometimes you just lose the overview about the situation. But it's taking really long. There has to be something.
Yeah.
No, it's not the DJ. It's just some guy called Robin Schultz. But well, since I know him personally, there are some people who actually believed him when he just said, "Yes, I'm the DJ." A very funny story.
And for all you guys asking for the VGC, don't worry. We already are preparing for the VGC. You won't miss out on any of the action. The VGC is continuing after the TCG has finished. So the VGC will be live and in color here on the stream.
Yeah, they are not playing at the moment, so nothing changed from the last.
Blue hair, I think we have a fan of yours, David.
Oh yeah, some people call me Blue Hair because they can't remember my name. Oh, there are too many people called David, actually. Like David Sturm.
VGC everywhere. Let's make a meme out of it. Everyone's looking for the VGC and I'm just sitting here enjoying the TCG. While we are waiting, we have a look at what the other players have accomplished here in the other quarterfinals. We see Fatih has advanced to the quarterfinals and also Karl Peters has made it. So we're only waiting for Niklas and Robin and David and Ole to finish their matches.
Yeah, so now David and Ole, if David wins, it's Flareon versus Tasting Toads. And I know that David plays 3 water energy cards and Deoxys and Glacian, so he has a very good chance of winning this game. But if Ole wins, he plays Landorus Crobat. Karl really has an advantage. And of course, Fatih wants Robin to win because he plays just the same Gardevoir list I played. And Gardevoir versus Metal is the worst matchup in the whole world.
For you, Blurred Drache or Blurid Drache, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. You're telling us to show all the top 8 matches. We would obviously love to do that. However, we are not living in a perfect world. We have limited resources. We would love to have all the commentaries in the world fly over here, all the technical stuff with all those nice and fancy cameras and show you everything. We would really love to do that, I can tell you. However, we only have those 2 featured match tables for the trading card game and also for the VGC, and that's why we have to focus on 1 match per round.
And, well, Fatih is the guy. And I think he has a YouTube channel, Reggie Bang. If you're asking if it is Reggie Bang, it is. It's him. So now he's top 4. And he has a... Well, at the moment it doesn't look good for him because Niklas is most likely going to win now and then he will win against Fatih. But, yeah, there was a bit confusion in the chat. David Sturm, a lot of people call him Yoshi. And there was a VGC guy who is called Yoshi by a lot of people on the internet as well. So you could say like Marcus and David S. It wouldn't be too confusing. And yes, Karl is playing Tasting.
We have another deck feature from Karl coming up very soon. It's not going to be streamed live. However, we recorded a deck feature with Karl's deck. So if you want to learn how you can make it into the semi-finals, actually, like Karl did, make sure to watch that deck feature and learn from the best.
And there was someone in the comments saying that David Sturm won.
That might be true.
Yeah, he won. There was a judge saying that he won. So now David has a very good chance of becoming the German national champion.
This is an absolutely brilliant crowd of people left here in the semi-finals. Very high-level Pokemon players. What I was always wondering, seeing those players get to the top brackets time and time again, how do you make it from an average player who thinks that he's understanding what he's doing to becoming one of the top-notch players?
Well, the first thing the most people do is cutting their tech cards for supporters. So when I started playing, I was like, oh, this Pokemon has a cool ability, this Pokemon has a good attack, and I played like all the Pokemon I wanted to play. But the more tournaments you play, you realize that just having a bunch of supporter cards is more important than having a lot of different Pokemon to attack with. Because, well, you have the choice between multiple Pokemon cards, but if you can't attack at all, it doesn't help you. And of course, you have a lot of experience, and your deck building is kind of annoying sometimes.
For you guys in the chat, I see that VGC is becoming a theme again out there. Please, guys, be a little bit patient. There is nothing you are missing. The VGC will start soon. However, they won't start until the TCG round is finished, so you won't miss out on the action. We will be going to the VGC as soon as we are done with the TCGs.
Well, but the TCG might take some time. I think the judge is still there.
I'm not sure what's happening out there. Now they are pointing and explaining. You can't see it currently on your screen. However, both players are still sitting at their desk and waiting and explaining what exactly happened. judges are trying to reconstruct the situation, I think. Oh, this is so tough. Just imagine sitting there in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and hoping for the one judge to say like, okay, I trust you, you didn't cheat.
Yeah. Because it comes down to the judge really trying to find the right solution here. Is it going to be a warning and just continue, we try to reconstruct the situation as it has been, or he's saying, okay, no, this is a situation we just can't put back, it is a game loss, this is so close.
Well, I think just, well, the fact that he tried to evolve it and draw the cards, well, very, very, it's a huge problem. And here I guess, no matter what they do.
Just remember, everything we say is just our own opinion. We are not here to influence anything. We can't influence the judges in any way.
No, the judges aren't even in the room here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and now do you see on the screen, David won, so top 4, the F top 4 bracket is Flareon vs Tasting Toads.
So if you look at the possible 3, well, now 5 or 4 contestants left in the run-in, who do you like? What is your favorite to become the national champion?
Well, I'm actually betting for Niklas. Because, well, if he wins against Fatih because Fatih can't do anything. And then he plays against Carl, which would be the same matchup like now, or he plays against David. Well, when he plays against David, there might be a problem because Flareon hits you for weakness, and it knocks out every of your Pokemon with 1 hit. But he needs 2 basic energy cards to knock out Edgy Slash. So if Niklas has a lot of Lysander, and now we see the match again, nothing changed.
Maybe we can ask our colleagues just to check by the table to see what the progress is on the judge call, so we can give you guys a heads up on where we are.
Yeah, now we have one of the VGC guys sitting there in the chat, trying to help you.
Yeah, all you VGC guys, we are almost there. We have 2 pros commentating on the action coming up soon. The blue hair and me will step back from our stage and have some 2 real experts commentating on the action for the top 8 from the VGC coming up soon.
Well, I play video games sometimes, but
the hype is
not
real.
the best.
I'm serious. You guys are really making it a hype. Like with all the VGC, if we counted all the words, VGC would be at the very top. You might be the most impatient crowd out there, but I love you anyway.
Yes. Yeah, video game is like a bit more popular. And what I like about video game is that everyone from every country can attend to the national championships. But I like TCG more because you have just more tournaments in general. Well, we had like more than 30 regional championships across Europe. And video game had like 2 or 3. So that's kind of annoying.
There's some great support going on by AMIGO, Spiel and Freizeit. You really have to give it to the guys. They're making a great job on the organized play for trading card games here for Pokemon. It is really off to them that there's still a huge community of players that are continuing with the trading card game and new players coming up. So AMIGO is doing a great job. Obviously, AMIGO is not able to support the video games because they don't have the rights to do so. Only for these kind of premier events, they will host it as well.
Yes, but I think the Arena Cup in Bochum is a regional championship as well for a video game, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, for all you guys that are saying, I have no clue what trading card game is all about, and you might want to look into it, just let us know. We are happy to give you a heads up on how you can learn to trade the trading card game because it's just such an amazing game. It makes so much fun. For everyone out there, because you are currently watching the live stream, if you have the time, just feel free to navigate to Pokemon.com and download the Pokemon trading card game online game, because this will enable you to play for free, and there are also great tutorials for you to learn the rules. And if you would like to have the cards as well, after you've learned it online, you can always buy those cards online, and with every booster pack you purchase, you get another online code which you can then redeem cards with online.
Yeah, and since a few years, you have a lot of people who are good players and just write articles, sometimes for free. There are some internet sites that charge you, but on YouTube you can find a lot of tutorials. So if you really want to learn the game, just Google some stuff, and I guess you will come across. TCG is fun, but it's expensive. Yes, it is a bit expensive. There are always a few decks that are very cheap, and you can win tournaments with cheap decks as well.
If you look at that Flareon deck, maybe we'll see it. If you look at Flareon decks, those decks are not so expensive because they are not featuring that many Pokemon X, which are rather rare, which we would call ultra rares. Those Pokemon X cards are fairly uncommon booster packs. So if you would like to start up, the deck is really not the #1 issue, I think. There's not so much money to spend, but if you are a collector, like I am, of course, you can spend a lot of money for a trading card game. Cheap decks, 250 euros minimum. I would disagree with that. I think Geo Twilight got it right. $30 to $40 for some decks, that will do. So if someone's asking for 250 euros to build you a deck, well, just call me up and I will make you a different offer.
Well, there was one guy with Night March in the top 8, and Night March only plays common and uncommon cards. I think the most important Pokemon is Mew X, and it's like $3, and then you have a lot of cards that are $0.1. So Night March is, for example, very cheap. Well, not cheap, but well, it's a cheap deck. You don't have to pay too much money for it, and you can, well, make the top 8 at National Championship.
So here's a little feedback for our technical stuff. We got the feedback from the chat that the image for the trading card game is a little bit dark. I'm not sure if we can light up the lights on top of the table a little bit, but we will certainly try to do it. Well, not we. What you can't see is now our light has increased and we can barely see. I think those people in the chat meant to light up the table a little bit, but thank you for all the spotlight now on our heads. It's getting warmer by the minute. Yeah, still a judge there. We don't have any feedback from these tables yet, do we? Nah.
Well, maybe there will be someone coming here.
What I could do, I'm looking at my technical stuff here. Can I go around with my microphone and still be heard at the table? Well, I can do that. I could go to the table and see what's going on there. So in that case, I will just walk there, and until I'm at the table, I won't say anything. Just look at the action and let David commentate for now.
Yeah, the judges are pointing on the cards. I don't know what is going on, and I don't need why it takes so much time. Of course, well, they know that there is a card in play that shouldn't be played, and Robin has cards in his hand that shouldn't be in his hand. But, well, it shouldn't be too hard to find out what happened here. But well, it takes so much time. Well, here's someone saying that the players without holo cards are noob, but that's not true. I always play the cheapest cards out there because I don't like spending too much money on, well, Pokemon cards. I always try to sell the cards I don't play because, well, I just like I enjoy the game and I don't really collect the cards, so they're like worthless for me. I only need them for playing at tournaments because you need real cards. Well, and I know I play video game, and it's very annoying to breed your Pokemon. Especially, well, when you have, like, I was playing Landorus T, and it took too much time. I gave up on playing that. With power save, they are easy to get to. Well, is it allowed? I don't think so. No, it's not allowed. So don't use this stuff.
So we are back, guys. The judges have made their call. It has been a very difficult situation for them to reconstruct the situation and get it back. However, the judges will call a game loss on Robin, and that would mean that Niklas is proceeding to the next round. They have called that there's no way to bring back the game to a situation where it would be equally fair for both players if that mistake would not have been made. So a tough call on Robin. I don't think he did anything on purpose. However,
No.
I think the judges made the right call here.
Yeah, but good luck for Niklas that this game was featured because he didn't notice it as well.
He was in a commanding lead at this point. Robin was just getting back into the match. We remember he was top decking that Juniper. He needed so much in this turn. Bringing him back to the game, yeah, you see Niklas is scooping. Both players are a little bit frustrated with the situation. I think Niklas did not want to win like that against
No.
Robin. He wanted this.
I guess he was looking forward for a good game.
Absolutely.
To show how cool, well, to show that his deck is winning against Tasting Toads. And, well, now he's playing against Fatih, which, well, he will win. There is no possibility for him not to win.
So, either way, congratulations to Niklas for winning. It was a great match to watch. I think it was a great advertisement for trading card games. Anyway, of course, the judge call is never nice to watch.
Yes.
However, those two players played at a very, very high level. I hope you enjoyed the two games we saw, resulting in that 1-1 draw up to this point. We will be back with trading card action for the semi-finals. Right now, we will go on break for a couple of minutes, and next up will be the top 8 for the VGC.
Yeah, and finally you guys
Masters.
can watch the video game.
I hope you enjoyed. We'll be back though in maybe an hour around or so. Maybe
Well, I think video game matches doesn't take so much time.
maybe half an hour.
Yeah.
You will have to bear with us again. So until that point, see you soon.
See you.
Freizeit bin ich überhaupt nicht happy, weil ich kann es noch nicht richtig realisieren. Ich bin todmüde, aber morgen raff ich das dann und dann bin ich morgen der glücklichste Boy.
Startfrei für die neueste Pokémon-Sammelkartenspielerweiterung, passend zur Pokémon TV-Serie.